And welcome to the National Meat Treasure Podcast with your host, Sasha, a.k.a. Frank Sinatra, since we're going to talk about New York.
Since we're also going to be talking about something else topical, I will be the one and only Tifa Lockhart.
Hey.
Final Fantasy fame? Are we talking about Final Fantasy?
Oh, did you not get my message in the chat? Did you not look up that article?
You send weird-ass articles, dude. I don't get a lot of them.
Let's get you introduced, and then we're going to get right into it, because it is getting good. We got a good news week.
Yeah, man. I'm Joey, and I'm happy to be here. So let's get into this news week.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So if you were under a rock yesterday and today, you might have not realized that the Italian Senate was hacked. Their Zoom webinar to talk about new pandemic, regulations and things, how they're going to move forward, was hacked by somebody. And not only hacked, but they decided to play and share their screen of Tifa Lockhart in a hentai getting her cheeks clapped. God bless you.
Now explain it to the fans who Tifa Lockhart is exactly.
If you don't listen, if you listen to us, I think you know who what Final Fantasy is. But I'll give you a dumbed down version. Final Fantasy VII was one of the most epic JRPGs, which is a Japanese role playing game that literally probably just kind of, even if you weren't somebody who played the Nintendo Final Fantasies, that cemented you as a fan. 7, I think it was able to come up with all this like great fan base and fervor. And, I think we get to that full circle where people start to hate it and talk that it's not cool enough anymore. But listen, that was revolutionary, that game. But in the game, there are 2 love interests. One of there's a few technically, but the 2 main ones, Aerith and Tifa. Tifa, you could have picked either one, technically, even though, spoiler, Aerith dies. So if you picked Aerith in a one scene, you were just stuck with, a dead person. But if you didn't, and you went with Tifa like I did, you spent many days of your teenage life. Wow, Justin, did we lose you? He chunked out. Look at that.
I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me?
Audio's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, we could hear you. You're just a little cat going back and forth. Here we go.
You're back.
All right, but in any case, Tifa Lockhart getting her cheeks clapped in an official Senate meeting is probably one of my favorite turns of 2022, because it's already kind of an awful start, if we're going to be honest, because we can get into a little RIP really quickly, but RIP to the GOAT, Louis Anderson. I love you. You didn't know that?
No,
Joey?
I didn't hear this news. Oh, damn.
I'm sorry if
man.
I'm breaking that to you.
Hey, it's okay, man. I had to find out somehow.
Live with Louis. That was my show, bro. But RIP to you, my friend. And if you're into Meatloaf, which I'm sure some of you are, he also passed. So a good,
What?
yeah.
Rest in peace, Meatloaf.
Rest in peace, Meatloaf. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him. He wore too many blouses. I feel too many blouses. Too many. Definitely too many. I mean, whatever. My wife loves Meatloaf, and that's very on brand for her. So I will hear it. I heard it a few times already today. But yeah. Like, how do you feel about the Senate being hacked, Justin? I didn't get your take. I saw your face, but the audience didn't hear what you thought about this.
Well, I mean, first of all, I need to go back to something a little that affects me a little bit more. Who the fuck did you marry, bro? My wife loves Meatloaf. No one's ever said that sentence. The artist Meatloaf? Who the fuck listens to Meatloaf? Man, what the fuck? He's like a meme before. He's like a meme artist before there was meme artists. I don't understand. There's people who are like listening to his music seriously, and your wife is one of them.
Yes, there's lots of people. Her father loved Meatloaf, so she has this like.
I mean, yeah, like attachment. A 90-year-old white man might. I don't know that anyone is present.
He's 70.
That's 90. Okay. That's the same. That's before civil rights. How old was he?
Accurate.
How old was he during the civil rights movement?
He probably ended it. What if that's the truth? Like Meatloaf ended like just the civil rights struggle. He was there with Dr. Martin Luther King and Bernie Sanders. How about we rewrite that? And he said, "I will do anything for love, but I won't be a racist."
Now here's the thing. Now, name a song by Meatloaf other than that one.
I
I
don't
didn't know
know
that was
anything.
Meatloaf.
I told you.
Exactly. So my
I
wife
told
saying
you.
my wife loves Meatloaf, like why does anyone? Joni, if you need to speak to someone, betterhelp.com will sponsor us one day. I'm sure you'll get in there for
Hey,
the cheap.
hey. Listen, um, my actual job just started giving me better help at a very discounted rate. So if you guys really want to do this, I
Does your
think you could
job not
reach
get
out.
you actual, insurance?
No, they do, but it's like an added benefit because therapists are really hard to come by. Like, they're not easy. If you're in a city, there's a few dozen you can pick from. If you're in a suburb or anywhere rural,
Right.
you've got like three to pick from. So yeah, I'm for that because therapy is important, bro. So what? And I got the
Definitely.
best. I got fire insurance. They just upgraded that. I don't know. I'm gonna talk a little old man, but getting really great PPO insurance and being able to have a low deductible at the same time paying really low premiums, sexy. I've
Yeah,
nothing better.
yeah, and
That's
I
really
don't
interesting.
want to hear about it until you get me hired, my friend. So when that happens, then you can brag about your job a little bit more.
We can brag together.
On the topic of health insurance, something that I love is hearing Republicans complain about things that Democrats want to fight. You know what? Let me run that back. I don't want to say
Mm,
Democrats because it's not about the name or the group. Just conservative people who
decent
are
people.
fucking batshit crazy and decent people, right? Progressives. I was somewhere today and I hear this man talking about how his son needs this surgery, or else he's gonna go blind, but the insurance doesn't cover it. And he's saying, it's unbelievable that they don't cover it, this and that. And I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Damn, because I know who you voted for. I know what side you're on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They especially with gangbanging with that until it gets real, bro.
Yep.
Until it gets real. Until it's
Yep.
at their doorstep, and that's like the sentiment for all of it because it's just like it's wonderful. It's like it's chef's kiss. Like thank you. I don't want that child to be in pain and I hope that
Right.
child is able to find the help that they actually deserve and they get the right care. But
Absolutely.
I kind of hope that person gets paper cuts every day and lemonade for some reason is always nearby
I
and
can make it
spills all over
happen.
his stuff. Thank you. Make that happen.
You know what I find so hysterical about you and I, Christian? So
Mm,
hysterical.
mm, mm,
Because,
mm, mm.
I don't know if you remember the first sentence you ever said to me, but I remember
Most
it because
probably
it was,
murder.
yes, actually. It was about I was wearing a band hoodie, Black Dahlia Murder. For those who don't listen to metal, Black Dahlia Murder, the basis of their music is exactly what it sounds like: murder, violence. They got a song about like a suicidal vampire, heavy stuff.
It's so
It's
good.
good stuff. And
My kind
that's
of
how the
stuff.
basis of me and Christian meeting. We both like this band, and
Yeah. I had a cool shirt. You commented on it.
17 years later, we're here now. I had the hoodie on, and now we're friends on the basis of this heavy metal band. But like in my mind, I love how
Good band.
I've stayed the course of
The hatred for people.
the hatred, because in my mind I'm like, oh, this guy is white. I hope him and his child are gone from the earth soon. And you're just like, I want him to get paper cuts and dipped in lemonade because that
Bro,
would be
because I
horrible. I'm like, I
I
hope
am
his
a
skin gets
decent
ripped off.
person. I have evolved as a human being. Listen.
No,
We
no, no,
can't
no. I've
we
evolved.
can't
You've
be
gone soft.
Neanderthals. I am soft. I don't care, bro. I am
I think
tender. I am
I
so
think all
soft
the
right
no.
now,
See,
bro.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. The white man is the Neanderthal, my friend, and we're just getting rid of them. All right.
I'm just happy with some mild inconveniences. Like your credit card strips always get demagnetized,
Just until they
and
see
you
the
have to
light.
go inside. Yeah,
Just
until
until
you
they
go. God
realize I'm
damn
an
it!
idiot.
No, I don't know. I don't wish death on people, honestly,
think
unless it's
they're-
Alex Jones. Fight me.
Oh, here's my thing. Are you ready for this bar? I don't wish death on people, but are white people people?
Oh God. All right. That's it. That's enough. Listen,
If
the
anybody,
Yakubians
listen,
have their points. Let the
if
Yakubians be who they
anybody
are.
gets offended by anything I say about white people, you weren't there in the trenches with me in suburban fucking Pennsylvania for a
That's
decade,
facts.
all right?
That is
So
facts.
y'all don't have white baby mothers. Not that my baby mother's a bad baby mother, but
How about we clip this and send this
I've
over?
I've been through a lot. I think I told. When did I tell? No, I think I had a conversation with my kid's mother like years ago. I was like, you know what? I'm all for segregation, and she was like, "Well, where would our daughter go?" I was like, "To me, she's black."
Yes.
She was
Come
like,
here, child.
okay.
Let's eat fruit.
I
Yeah,
just be
no, I
saying
mean,
shit. I just be speaking my nigga mind and my nigga thoughts into this white world. That's all I do. I just say the
Oh my
things your
God.
nigga. Hey, listen, white folks. I just say the things your black friends think about a lot and don't say out loud to you because you know they work with
It's
you.
true,
Or
bro.
they
Honestly.
like maybe they like your casserole.
Yeah, maybe you like watch their cat at one point.
Or
Like you
like,
watch her. They just you're there. You're cool, but you know, we'll see at the race
like I
riots.
said, there was definitely a
Who we
point where
pick?
like there was definitely a point in my life where like somebody like definitely was racist to somebody else, and they used me like, well, I have a black friend, and that was probably me. And I
Yeah.
wasn't even like around.
Well,
when they
let's
said
not
it.
do that.
Maybe I wasn't even their
Let's
friend.
never
Like
do
they just
that.
Right.
knew me in the
They just
abstract.
knew. They just
And
knew
I was
him.
just like, I was
No.
sitting there somewhere getting itchy, like, damn, who's saying my
What the
name right
fuck?
now?
Somebody's
Like,
talking about me.
Bro, let's
Racism
not do that.
somewhere.
When I literally had two white men across from me who called themselves my friends, who called themselves say, you're one of the good Hispanics.
Is it to your face?
To my motherfucking face. And I literally just said, what the fuck is wrong with you? I had to literally I almost killed two men in a diner. Like, why,
What year was
bro?
this?
This was 2011? 2000? Yeah. Something like that.
Just late enough for them
2010.
to get away with that.
Yeah.
To their point though, I don't fuck with Hispanics either. It's all black all the time out here.
Go fuck yourself.
It was so
Go
funny. I
fuck
was
yourself.
like, I was asking my homegirl because she lives here. She's from here, but she I guess went to college in Houston and stayed around for a while. And now she's back home. And I was asking her, I was like, because we talked about this in the pod before. Like I want to move to Houston or at least check it out. And
Yeah, for sure.
I was asking her about it, and I was like, "So how black is Houston?" Because I looked it up. It's 22%, but
what does that mean?
Those numbers, those numbers could be very. Most places say around the same percentage of black people, like most cities, but you never know how that's divided up or
The
sectioned
hood
off.
don't
whatever.
answer the door, bro. The hood
Right.
does
And
not
also
answer the
that.
door for census.
Right.
But
census.
yeah, it's also some places a place could be 50% black, but because it's so sporadic and sprawled out, you don't really
Big.
see it as a black area. You know what I mean? So redlining still exists places. But I asked her, I was like, "Is it black?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's pretty black. Also very Hispanic. It's very diverse." I was like, "No. I didn't ask for diversity.
Do it, bro.
I said, is it black? I don't care about the rest. Is it black?"
Why can't we live in a nice little brown neighborhood? Listen, come on, man.
We
Let's
can.
do
Justin's
this.
just not. He's just going
I
to
want to go to Houston.
That's fine.
I'm going to go to Houston, bro.
I'm picking a different neighborhood. I'm going to the blackety black. That's the thing too. I feel people don't know this about me, but when I say I'm from so I've talked about my lineage, not lineage, but where I grew up on the pod before, and I'll bring it up again. So ages birth through, I want to say 7, I was in Long Island. 7 to 12 was Staten Island. 12 to 18 Queens, and then 18 and beyond, wherever the fuck. But when I say that that Long Island, Staten Island part, that was all black suburbs. I wasn't in, there were very specifically black suburbs. I didn't see white people really until I was there was a couple here and there, but they were never the majority of my life. So I didn't really see white people for real.
Where you lived in Allentown, it was very just black and brown. And when I went to go see you that one time, at least. At least the
I mean,
time
like
I hung
it's
out with you, it
in
was not one person.
Allentown's more black and brown than like most
Every
of
other part of Pennsylvania.
most
Oh
of
yeah.
non-Philly Pennsylvania, but like it's still pretty white. But like yeah, up until I was like, and you could attest to this. Like we met when I was 18. How many white people were in our circle? Like I didn't really formally meet white people.
No, we didn't.
Like
We didn't. Still,
yeah, like we had white people in our circles, but like they weren't the majority, or like their opinions weren't the majority until I moved to
no,
Pennsylvania.
they didn't
So
matter.
And that's
I was
why you
just
fucked all those white bitches, because they were like, "Ugh, an exotic fucking
yeah,
Exotic.
probably
whole new world."
it wasn't even like exotic. It was
Some
just like
fetishizing.
these were around.
Oh,
And
hell
like I
yeah.
said, I've gone over this. I definitely had like mom issues that kept me from black women. On top of black people just not being around me at that point. And
Right.
like I said, I tried to get along with them and assimilate. And I was just like, every year after year, I was like, this is not working. This is not working. And I tried. It was never like my life was never about like, well, I gotta find community because I already had like a job. But like the job was filled
Sure.
with. I never put myself first. That's the problem. I never put myself first. And I
Right.
was always in
Wow.
places where white people were, and
Right.
I just was like, "Fuck it." And now I'm literally in the murder capital of America, and I feel right at home.
Wow.
Except for
We've
the fact that
got,
it's 17
Damn.
degrees here.
Don't link that. Don't say that
Bro,
part. Man. You don't gotta
we
link those two
got-
things.
we've got a tropical therapy part 2. Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen,
I do a lot of
a
this.
good callback. A good callback to a great episode. If you
Yes.
want to hear some good banter, that's a good one. And I will suggest this in the videos, but damn, you framing all of that and like talking about your past and how you're like you need to kind of completely go against like what has happened to you, right? Like it's traumatizing, like in like not a funny way, like you were in an area and in a job and in a place and kind of in beyond the rut, like you were just some place where you didn't feel at home, and that's like such a crazy thing. Like I can feel it at home in these 4 walls, but do I feel at home here? Right. And I think that's what I'm still looking for also. Like, so like Houston sounds fantastic because I am tired of the fucking cold. It is 9 degrees right now.
9? It might be warmer here. It might be
That's
Bro,
17.
suck my wiener.
You know,
chop
just for
that
the-
up.
Talking about crazy shit that people have said to people of color. Today,
Oh no.
someone came up to me and said, "I love a black man who lotions."
We're done. Listen,
Now,
we love human lotions.
What's the context here?
Yeah. Let me give you the context. All right.
Okay.
I had just thrown some lotion on my hands because I work at a public place. My hands were dry, it's getting cold. And another a coworker of mine who is, let me paint this picture for you. She's a young, she's a like 19-year-old butch Italian woman.
Okay,
But she's 19. She's like
basically
a kid.
a 16-year-old boy. Let's
You feel me? And she came up to me. She's like, "Hey, what's up, handsome? I didn't even see you today. Here, come on, give me a 5." And she put her hand out, and she was like, felt my hands, and she was like, "Ooh, hands are soft. Is that lotion?" I was like, "Yeah." She was just like, "I love a black man who lotions," and just fucking took off. And I was like,
"Yo,
holy
HR,
shit, this really happened
on that ass."
I don't.
on that
It's something I don't give a
bro.
fuck about. But I was just really trying to figure out what nice idea did she think she was going to portray, saying like what did you think you were saying when you told me this?
Blacks.
She definitely wants to have sex with you. So
No, she does not like.
At least with the strap. At least
either
you,
that
bro.
or she's autistic.
You got curves, bro. Like let's be real. You got like nice pectorals. I'm sure your hiney is very appetizing. she probably
either
saw
wants to
that.
smash.
She said,
she either wants to smash or she's autistic. Like there's like I feel like there's no real way to say your hands are really soft. I love a black man who lotions in either a way where you are either sexually attracted to somebody or you're just so far removed from like proper social cues. It has to be mental
yeah. I think some neurons missed. Like they fired and they were supposed to link up and they didn't link up. I was like, yo,
okay,
did this
we
for
need
real?
an update, bro. We need an update. Like I gotta see if like when did she say this? Today?
Yes, this morning.
Okay, so
this was 11 o'clock in the morning.
Before noon. Damn.
Like that's a way to start the morning, bro. Okay, so if by next week I don't hear like some kind of response, I'm anonymously reporting that motherfucking hag.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. Arr, arr, arr.
Lula's on your side.
Thank you. No, what the fuck, bro? What is wrong
Yeah.
with people? I have no idea. And then you get people who are like, "Oh, you guys are sensitive towards or you guys always talk about, hating white people." But really, do you understand the interactions that we have to like
Oh, dude.
Endure?
and just go like, okay, I gotta live, I gotta pump gas, I gotta get my coffee, drink, like just to exist. Like even in a place that maybe is more like I grew up in Flushing, Queens, which is very not white anymore at all, and it was just completely changed. So there's 2 apartment buildings in that neighborhood, and those 2 apartment buildings were the only ones with Black families and Latino families. And like just to give you an example, like it is completely different now. Like, so that they would feel the losing of the foothold every time, and they would say shit that would just make you go like, why did you think I'm the safe one? Like, I'm not the safe one. Like, I had somebody say, I held the door for an elderly woman, right? It's a pizzeria. It's busy. I just held the door. She said, people back in the day used to do this all the time, but not with these Chinese around here. Like, and I'm just like, why is this so casual? What are you doing? This hurts. Why did you subject me to this shit? And I can't do anything to you. I can't like flip your pizza. Like, I can't like spit in your fucking face. Like, you're little and you're old, and I want to like, just like, I'm so glad you're dead right now.
You know what?
That's
you know
what I'll
what
say.
Though? Can I hot take you?
No,
again?
Don't do it. No. Hold on. Pause. Hold on. The opinions of this particular entertainer do not reflect the opinions of the podcast as a whole, i.e., Christian Cardona and Joseph
Joey
Hurtado,
Yes.
aka Young Moth 3, aka Thrillah. Go ahead.
So here's my thing, right?
I don't want to hear it, bro.
The reason I'm really about this segregation shit, there's a lot of prejudice that is just true. Like, you know what? If someone would have called me, I'm dead ass. Because, like, yeah, she's right. Like, them Asians are rude. And I don't know what part of their culture that comes from. But, like, why do I have to mix with it? Why do I have to, like, if she can be, like, if she, like Asians have always been rude to me. And it's not even, like, rooted in any blackness. It's just, that's part of their culture.
What it is, bro.
I don't know how they do things down in Korea,
like
you know?
That.
I can't be mad at that. They might look at me crazy if I hold the door to them over there.
It's same way straight to the point. It's just do your thing, and it's a wonderful culture.
If someone was like, "Oh, these Negroes are loud and obnoxious," yes, I am. I really know very few Black people who are introverts. It's not like we are a very loud and obnoxious people. If you don't want to be around me,
Chinese people I with never gave a fuck, bro. Listen, I was up in all those fucking internet cafes in the fucking late 90s, and it was run by fucking mafia members. Like, they're just smoking cigarettes and drinking their Red Bull and collecting their money. It's all right. They can have it. Yo, bro, listen, have you ever had a pork bao bun? Have you ever had a jiaoling bao? Have you a soup dumpling? Have you?
Damn, I want some dim sum right now.
They can be rude if they bring that to the table. I'm sorry, Peking duck is like fantastic.
They get
like, there's nothing. Like, go ahead, bro. You know what? Like, it's all right. Like, all right, you don't want me to like look you in the eye, and you're not gonna hold the door. It's okay, bro. Whatever. I don't want to hold the door for you either. So I just slammed the shit in their face, and it's fine. Like, everyone's cool. Everyone is gravy. Like, no one gives a shit because they just expect it. Like,
so then you agree with the old woman. Asians do have a tendency to be rude.
Who cares? bitch. I didn't
This old
care.
lady who needed the door held for her, and she's living in Flushing.
Yo.
None of these goddamn, I'm not gonna say a slur, but
Can
none of
I
these people
say
are holding the door for her. She's 80 years old. She just wants a
fuck
nice
her?
young Italian man to hold the door for her every once in a while. But now New York has gotten
Now she's
past her,
run. Yeah,
Her-
it's passed her by. It's really like she's like, it's one of those places in Flushing. Like, shout out Lucia's, the really been there forever. Literally, they have like a picture from like the 50s and the 60s of Lucia's in the same place with the same sign, and just like the only thing that's changed is obviously the people and the buses. So it's like one of those like little like perfect little time capsules. But I I was thinking about something today, and I want to see if you guys had the same experience, because I feel like there's something that happens to all of us. We have a shared experience somehow, and I think this is one of those things. Did you guys have weird people that lived in your neighborhood that everyone just knew? Like,
oh, I got a perfect one for this that you
okay,
just brought back a core memory.
this is gonna be ableist. This is gonna be ableist, and I apologize, but I had one dude, and we called him Quarter Man, and I think his neck was fused to like his shoulder, so he'd come to you with his like literally like that, and hobble to you, and just he was mute as well, so he'd stick out his hand with a quarter and expect you to put money in it. Now, what was kind of great about him is if you put pennies in that man's hand, he would leave it there. He'd walk away. He'd be like, you know what? I'm good. It's just the best guy. We had so many fucking characters, but I'll go through them, but I'm going to let you say something, Justin. Talk.
The character in my building was a dude who kind of looked like Ric Flair, maybe a lot shorter. He looked like a really short Ric Flair, maybe like 5'6", 5'7". And
okay.
This dude, you'd see him walking around the neighborhood, normal white dude. He would just do a handstand randomly, and he was gone. Like we would just be walking down the street, and just every so often you'd stop in the middle of the street, do a handstand, hold it for like 30 seconds,
God
and then go about his
bless him.
business. One time I saw him like put his groceries down and then do that, and then continue walking. And I never asked him why.
I think I know why. This man has probably had a very large dose of LSD at one point, and it got stuck in his spinal cord or whatever the fuck happens. And
so he just
every
unlocks
so
it.
often, he has a flashback acid trip where he thinks he's fucking awesome. Spider-Man.
That's
and
so cool.
He just does a handstand, and then he comes down, and he's like, all right, bet, I'm cool. And then he goes about his day.
I like this.
Is that a real thing?
I really like this.
The acid
I have no idea.
Stuck in your spine thing? That's
like
a high school thing.
I don't think it is.
That probably...
Well, they say so you can absorb it through your skin. So if you like spilled a lot on it, something bad will happen when you will, have a crazy trip. I don't know.
We all saw
about
SLC Punk.
Stuck.
Thank you.
Oh wait, I remember that.
You guys didn't know that?
I remember that.
Damn, we didn't all see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I don't fucking know.
I only saw it once, but it was like in my 30s, and it was definitely like background for some activities. So all I know is that one dude ends up as a lawyer at the end because he gets over it.
Yeah, basically.
Dies. That's all I remember. But I will clap for that movie. I didn't see it in its prime time.
No, I can't imagine that it was a good experience for that. It doesn't necessarily hold up in my opinion, but
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Okay, so anyway, back to the weird characters. We had so like part of the neighborhood I was attached to was Main Street Flushing. So there it's a little hub at the time, but it's not as crazy as it is today, right? And in that framework I'll give you, there was a guy that everyone colloquially would call him Flushing Pimp. And it was literally this tall, black, skinny man, like very thin, but like just like elegant, I guess I would say. Very cool. He literally would wear like denim fucking suits, had platform shoes, a cane, huge hat. It'd be like July, and he would just take off the coat and he would be sleeveless under. I don't know how, but all of a sudden, and he's got like these high waisted pants, like it's like a full zoot suit, and he's just chilling. And R.I.P. because it was devastating when the community lost him because he was a bright spot. But we had a lot of people that were just weird. There was a guy by Caldor that who
Caldor.
could tell by the sound of because he was blind by the sound of change dropping if it was a penny or not, and he would take the pennies out
People
and
in your
leave them.
neighborhood and change.
I don't know, bro. It's the early late 90s where it's a different time. Change matters. Change don't matter now.
The early
Drop a
late
dollar or
90s?
nothing.
Shortage.
Early to late 90s. Okay, yeah.
Early to late 90s. That's what I
Okay,
mean.
yeah,
Like, you know,
the 90s
literally
in
like
general.
it's like almost a decade for me. But
Yeah.
like from like 93, like when I'm conscious of things like
The
that,
1900s.
to like the late 1900s. It's definitely I don't know, man. I love those characters. Me and Joni were talking about it. She was sharing one, and they get wild, bro. Like there's what Joe, you have any of those?
Not that I can remember, aside from seeing just like the regular like people who collect cans or not even cans, just shit. There was this guy who used to always ride up and down my block on a bike, like always holding some random shit like a TV he found or some shit like that. You know, I think he was going to like scrap shit all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
I love those dudes, bro. They're mad
Yeah, man.
resourceful. Yo,
OD.
shout out to the Puerto Ricans that be doing that, and shout out to like the black dudes who be doing that because you know why? They're great mechanics. Somehow they understand how to work everything, and those dudes that are going to the scrapyard, they're unsung heroes because they're definitely
Yeah.
doing things for dirt cheap with no licensing, and they just want a pound and maybe like you know a blunt, and it's all gravy, bro. I love those
Yeah.
dudes. I literally met too many in Brooklyn because Brooklyn used to be different, right? Like it's like totally different at this point. Like it
Mhm.
used to, like I was in the South Side, so it was just a bunch of weird dudes that like would work on cars all day. Like you would just see like caveman shit, and you just go
Yeah.
like, damn. Like there's how are you not dead? Like what are you doing that like allows you to live this long? Because they're like they'll be like
Right?
just like skinny and but unfit but fit at the same time. They'll have like big bicep for no reason, but like a gut, and then just be able to lift like 250 pounds even though they're 120, and you're just
Right.
really really confused.
That old man strength.
It's
You know what
it's
though? Now they're having like a New York talk. I want to talk about something Rory and Mal said. I don't know if you fuck with their podcast. I've been fucking with it for kind of
Okay.
nostalgia, I guess, because like I
Yeah.
being from New York, I have lost touch
Mhm.
with a lot of people who still talk like with the whole Rory and
Mhm.
Mal typical meme New York swag, I guess.
Mhm.
So I listened to them for like this nostalgia, and they were talking about describing people from the boroughs, and it was pretty
Oh
close.
no. Okay.
Well, just to hurt your heart a little bit, Joey, when they
Yeah.
said, "What about Staten?" the guys were like,
Nah.
"Staten's a borough."
I understand.
yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Don't
But they
worry.
said Queens is the home of the quiet killer. A lot of Queens dudes seem very
Son
regular.
Son of Sam, pro. Like that's it, bro. Like
What do
literally
you mean,
a
son of
man
Sam?
who was a
Nigga, you. I
I'm not a
was just.
murderer.
He said, "I'm talking
You're not
about
a murderer.
you."
You're just a quiet dude who like will snap at any moment. And I literally was watching a video on my phone of you today beating somebody's ass in a McDonald's. So, so
Oh.
yes, that was pretty accurate.
Wow,
They said
look at that.
Brooklyn niggas are hustlers. They're just good at making money anywhere. I guess I could agree with that. I know a lot of Brooklyn dudes who just get it out the mud very easily. Harlem is the flashy niggas. That's where ASAP Mob comes from. We can't argue with that one. The
But
funniest
not just
one they said
The funny
though,
story, yeah.
the
diplomats.
Bronx. They said the
Of course.
bro. There's like if you're a Bronx nigga, you don't give a fuck about nothing. Like there's no way. Like you don't give a fuck about life on Tremont. Like you are.
No.
You'll murder whoever. You'll make money however. But like you won't make money. You just don't care, which I thought was probably the best one right there. But
it's
I do
it's a
hate that.
different place.
I do hate that all of New York was kind of boiled down to like memes now, mainly
Yeah,
because
man.
I hate that. No, here's the
We
thing.
were talking
I
about
hate
that.
that it's boiled down to memes, but I also hate that like the locals are protecting the memery and not like Because
Fighting
like
back.
for me about New York, think about New York, and I've said this on the pod before. It's like this is one of the like I grew up in a place that was very rich culturally. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't really around white people because I was too busy being around everybody else. You know what I mean? Like there's people who like I heard a guy recently here, a Hispanic dude I met here, say that he called this Asian girl at my job exotic, and I was like, have
How?
you never met like an Asian person before? Like that's kind of does she know she's exotic or is she a person? You know, and this is like an
Right.
American born Asian girl. Like it wasn't like she's not like a an immigrant or
You
anything.
know, she's not
So
like
like, but I was like,
fresh
oh,
off
like
the boat.
you didn't grow up around multiple cultures. You just grew up
Mhm.
in your little area, enclave of the world,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that I think that's cool about New York is that like you can meet people from all over everywhere and just be in the mix. But like, and again, it's like there's so many different kinds and pieces of New York. There's you could like literally like somebody said this on TikTok where you could be like a half homeless dude from the Bronx, wake up in the morning and be partying with a millionaire that like a socialite millionaire that night and have
Yeah.
no idea how you got there, which has
Yeah,
happened to me and us in our fucking teenage travels tons of times. So I hate when
Yeah.
people like are like, you can't say bing bong because you've never been on the subway. Like that's what New York is to you. Oh, that's right. You're not
Right.
experiencing New York enough
Yeah.
because you're too busy working 5 jobs for your
we were
$1,700
talking about that
$1,700 rent a month. Like, don't protect.
'cause
Like, if you're a New Yorker, don't protect the memory of New York. Like, make people realize that there's other shit to do because you're not doing a great job of that.
it's
That's a
not
fact.
good. It's not good. And we were talking about that because we were joking about like that protective nature. And it's like, like when people are just grunting about Tim's and fucking bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup, and like, hey, yo, like, like
Yeah, it's
just like give it up, bro. Like it's
yeah,
not that bad.
like the city is more than Tim's. It's more than fitted hats. It's more than.
Are
Actually, you
Tim's
know what?
cool?
I was gonna
Yes.
say it's more than
Are
drill
fitteds
music, but
cool?
like the drill scene in New York is relatively new, and like people aren't even giving it
Yeah.
that. It's like it's due.
That's
Yeah.
the
No,
thing.
it's
Like
really good.
that New York culture that has become a meme is also, I feel like, kind of locked into a certain kind of time frame, and we're moving
Oh
away
yeah,
from that.
for
So it's
sure.
like you're making us sound like we're fucking is 1990 fucking 4 forever, and we outside in the projects like forever. Like the fuck, bro? It's 2022. Like this, we're from New York. Like this is the melting pot of the world. Like
Outside in a marmot.
It's one of the
Uh,
fashion capitals of the world.
you feel
Theater,
me?
like there's a lot of things you
there's a
can,
lot
Like
of
and
things.
that's why it's getting
Broadway,
gentrified too.
Broadway,
Because like there,
of
white
course.
kids from Idaho who want to be in Broadway or work in television or any kind of
Yeah.
they come to New York and like because it's a
Yep.
hub, and like
Yes.
people are just like, well, my puffer jacket's shinier than your puffer jacket. Like what? You niggas are fucking up.
Niggas
Yeah,
ain't from
no,
here. That's really what it is. What it comes down to.
no,
Niggas ain't from here.
it really is like not that. Like, okay,
But it's the
is
people
there things?
that are
Oh,
from there that are the corny ones that are
protecting.
like, oh, Biggie, like don't have a Biggie Tupac debate on fucking Facebook at 3 in the
That
morning. Like you're
like
36, dude.
no,
Like grow
let's
up.
not do that
Yeah,
anymore.
let that
Like there's a lot of new
let that
music
go.
that you can talk about. It definitely not my scene. I don't really understand it. The protecting of it. Like is it funny that things happen because New York is just wild? Yeah, bro. Of course. Like New York is just New York. Like especially when you're in the five boroughs and you're just like hanging out with and when we say New York, we mean New York City. Just so everyone is aware, because we might have people who don't understand
Yes.
that lexicon either. The city, that was always
You
a
know what I
thing
feel
for the
like?
Queens kids.
I don't know if it's like a minority thing or
Yeah,
like an under education thing, but I feel like particularly in New York, like black and brown people just like um aren't
messing
good at
off.
like ushering in new culture while like
Yeah,
holding up their heroes. Because it's always
yeah,
like, oh, like Jay-Z, Biggie, this, da 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 da, without talking about all the millions of new artists that come out of New York, fucking like the A
yeah.
Boogies and the ASAPs, like while white people, like I feel like white people are pretty good at that with their even
Yes.
like modern white people, like they hold up their ACDC while also holding up their Motionless in White and their fucking
Wow,
Daughtry and whatever the hell else.
what a
They just,
Daughtry. Wow, my nigga
comparison!
said Daughtry.
What a comparison! I
Motionless
have
and
never
White
had that.
and Daughtry.
Wow,
The
I think we need to end the
crazy thing
podcast right there.
that
I
pops
mean,
in your head
I
when
mean,
you're
look at
trying
this.
to.
Look at this. Look at this. This festival. This which what is it called? when we were
Bruh.
young
yeah,
festival.
bro.
People
When we were
are
young.
these
Bruh.
bands that they're riding for, Jimmy Eat World, Taking Back Sunday, My Chemical
Yeah.
Romance. These aren't like old bands, but they still are
No.
getting like their highest regard as far as like their staples in like white culture. You know what I mean? Like these bands came out in the like, early 2000s. Meanwhile, like you have rappers that came out in the early 2000s that like dudes my age will not acknowledge because Biggie, Pac, fucking Big L. Like, all right, we get it, but like again, you have like your ASAPs, your A Boogies, your
No.
Don
You're right.
Q's, your like ASAP Yams. Like I was thinking about this the other day. Like ASAP Yams was probably like my most like devastating like celebrity death
Damn.
because like he taught the culture how to like how people like Harold Jay-Z is like, oh, he taught you how to hustle, taught you or like these that's what people make him out to be now. They like highlight his like financial advice in his songs for some reason, but ASAP. I don't know if you guys know this, or Joey probably knows this, but like ASAP Rocky got famous through Tumblr because ASAP Yams
Oh
built
yeah.
up a
No, I do
yeah,
know that.
he built
I
up a
was on Tumblr
Tumblr
when that happened.
that was about like reviewing music, and then he
Mhm.
like wanted to get into managing artists because he had a platform on Tumblr. So he had ASAP Rocky on the platform, acting like he had no idea who he was, and that's how like the ASAP mob today. The nigga is fucking Rihanna now off of Tumblr. You know what I mean? So like that hit me pretty hard as like a kid of MySpace and shit. You know what I mean? I still have my rest in peace ASAP
He
Yam shirt in the fucking closet.
Yeah, man,
it is
RIP,
a mindset that is rare also. It's like that's the thing. It's like when you get people like that who are so almost like otherworldly, like tuned in into things, like they can just kind of switch that on. So like shout out to dudes like that who really make it happen and change,
Yeah,
what they're
culture. But
looking
that's the
at.
thing. He's a New Yorker though, and like that's like he doesn't get his props. And like what's weird to me too? It's
Are you
like
saying that ASAP Rocky and A Boogie ain't get their props? Is that where
no,
we're
I'm
where
saying
we're
they
at?
don't. They get their props in the world. They don't get their props from like the average New Yorker my age in their 30s. And the funny thing is too. I mean, if we're gonna make this like a music talk, I guess. Like these same guys will ride for Griselda because those are, or at least Benny's from New York. He's from upstate. I
Yeah.
think Conway is also from upstate. I don't know if
Yeah,
West
some
Side
shit
Gun's
like
from
that.
New York or not. But whatever. Like they'll ride for like that camp of people, but like because those people still live in like the fucking 90s with their sound and the way they do things. And it's like I get that you love that. I get that you vibe with that particular sound and aesthetic, but like you're from a place. Did you ever see that picture? I don't know how true this is, but there's a picture of a map of the United States, and
Mhm.
it shows like the population of New York, which is like 8 point something million, and it shows like this whole corner of the country that like it's like 5 states that is all jam packed into New York. Like it takes, and it's like wow, like all those people are right there, and so many new
Mhm.
ideas and things, and there's just this fucking meme dude who wants to just be stuck in the ox chopped cheese. Don't scuff my Timbs. Shut up. The world is much more interesting than that. I promise you. The world is much more interesting, but New York, where you fucking live, your neighbors are much more interesting than that as well.
Can
Now,
I?
is there a go ahead, Christian?
No, you go.
I
Because
was gonna say,
mine's gonna be off topic.
is there a correlation between like that New York meme stereotype that we've got and poverty? Because a lot of that culture, not everyone from New York was a part of that culture. So it's like, isn't it's not just New York culture they're taking? They really just taking shit from the hood like they always do. Fucking poor people shit.
Yeah.
Like you're eating the bacon, egg, and cheese with the ak on the corner because it's like the black neighborhoods are just like projects and stores
Yeah.
owned by like Arabs
Well, yeah,
because
it's
that's our
the
poor area of New York and shit like that. Like,
it's
That's why
it's
you
a
get those kind
it's
of
twofold. It's twofold
yeah,
because you have
yeah,
the poor locals who like obviously are not taking trips, taking flights,
Yeah.
and becoming more worldly individuals. So they're stuck within their 3 block radius of where they're fucking born, and they have to like cement this culture in because that's what they're
that's what
surrounded
they're
by.
doing.
And on top of that, you have these gentrifiers who are coming from Idaho, where what the fuck what the fuck is the culture out there? What the fuck is the culture in Montana? But there's tons of culture when you come to Columbia, right? When you come to Columbia you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So now they
for
see
sure.
the memery online from the poor, and they want to latch onto that as well. So they go, oh, I'm going to college for my psychology degree, but I'm going to buy a puffer jacket and Tim's while I'm here because when in Rome. So
That's kind of
But
cool.
also,
Can you
also
imagine you
though,
get an outfit like that? Like
nah,
when you move
that's
in?
the thing though. We
Like,
do it
here's your
because it's
puffer jacket.
fire. Like, you know,
Like,
you got your North Face and your Tims. You look fire.
here's
It's
your government
classic no
issued
matter what.
but
puffer
you got
jacket.
Thomas, you got Thomas from Nebraska on Snapchat, you know, going like, "I'm getting sturdy, guys. Look at me back home."
right.
Yep.
Just
I
That's
believe
where
pop
we
smoke it.
draw. That's where we draw the line.
But they never draw the line. They just let them do
No,
it and
of
then
course
complain
they
about
don't.
it on Facebook.
They don't believe. They don't believe in lines. They are habitual line steppers.
because they're too
habitual
busy.
line steppers.
Because they're too busy driving for FedEx to really defend their culture. You know what I mean?
The backbone. Uh, oh my goodness, man. I love this talk already. I mean, this has been a fun
This
episode.
is a
for
very
me.
niche episode. It's about New York because
Yeah.
we have a lot of non-New York listeners. So this is a
Oh,
very
yeah.
niche
Yeah.
episode. I'm
I
sorry
love
to
this.
Detroit.
No,
alienate you a little bit.
I think this is good. You know, they get to understand the context
Okay,
that
I
makes
get you.
us. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with the New York talk, but like, you know,
Yeah.
when it gets reduced to like, you know, like stupid sandwiches and stuff like that, it's like, you know, that's where I think you know, folks
Yeah.
like us get a little ruffled. But like, you know, even like the chopped cheese became like a thing, and like I could remember
Oh, yeah.
like when I got introduced to it, like I had never seen it, like I didn't grow up seeing that, but I started hanging out with my boy Mo, shout out, and he was like, "You ever had a chopped cheese?" And I was like, "No." We were like smoking a bunch of weed, and he's like, "I got you." And we went downstairs and asked the guy. He's like, "Just chop up the burger." Gave him the instructions. I don't know. That's like a nice core memory. I love you, Mo.
Shout out to Mo. Shout out to Mo.
Chocolate Prince.
Oh, I'm so hungry now.
Oh, so good.
I want dim sum.
Ooh,
Talking about bao buns. I want dim sum now.
yes. I need
I
to
ain't
go
had
to.
dim sum in years.
I would love a
I
bao
love
bun.
that.
That's one thing I do miss about New York. Shit being open late. It's not. Well, there's
Oh
like
my
one.
god,
There's
I
like
miss
one.
that so much.
There's like one Yemen restaurant here that's like open till 3 a.m. for some reason. And I'm
Yo,
not
you
sure
should
why.
do that. You should do that all the time.
I'm
Yemen food
dieting. I
is
gotta get shredded. You know.
okay. Well,
Thanks.
I'm gonna
I
have
would
some
do it.
expired Greek yogurt probably.
Yeah, what's your diet
some
like
Greek
right
yogurt.
now, Christian?
Me?
Christian, Justin, no.
No,
Yeah,
it was
Justin,
like
because he's
it's
trying to get
just
shredded. I
normal
know
shit.
you cook your ass off, so you
Yeah, it's just
eat
normal.
amazing shit all the time.
Yeah.
But what's
I
your
mean,
diet like? I feel like you got something wild going on.
Not really anything wild. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I
You
told you
just
this
eat
before.
clean.
Not even clean. I count calories, but like it's
Yeah.
getting a little
Right.
like exhausting to like count. Not exhausting, but just like how do I put it?
Tedious?
It's like
Yeah.
I'm having too much freedom in my eating options, so I'm gonna probably like meal prep this weekend and just do like, you know, the overnight oats in the morning. Probably like
Yeah.
make a bunch of chicken and rice and just do that whole thing. Just back to
I like
basics, back
hearing
to
this.
fundamentals.
I like hearing this because I feel like you're showing off your discipline, and we don't talk about that. You've got a lot of
Well, here's the
discipline.
thing. I don't have any. So
You do though. Like you regiment. You're able to get yourself into roles. Like okay, listen, dude. I've known you for like literally since I was 17. Okay, you weren't always literally shredded. Like you fucking piece of shit.
I'm not shredded now. I got a nice top coat.
Shut up. Like
I don't want your coat on,
literally,
bro. I have no
you
abs
are
right now.
beautiful. You are fantastic. It doesn't matter when it happens, and I know it'll happen because you talking about overnight oats. I've never overnight oated anything. I've exclusively only ever done quick oatmeal in the motherfucking microwave with dinosaur
Overnight oats are
eggs.
fire. I think you would love them if you like oatmeal still.
I do love oatmeal. I think it's a fantastic thing. So I got to invest in this because I've been getting more conscious with my eating as well because I'm stuck at the 219 range and I'm like, you know what, I gotta crank it up, and I'm getting my non-fat Greek yogurt and enjoying that because it does taste awesome to me. So, and I'm doing a bunch of that with honey also, like just
Nice.
plain yogurt, like plain Greek yogurt. Oh god, what a nice pecan. Or a craisin. Put a little shaved coconut.
Oh no,
Man,
craisins!
I love that.
Craisins will make you gain weight like crazy.
I know they're terrible, but I like the real ones, the ones that are like super tart.
Because of the sugar.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
they're
packed with
pure
sugar.
sugar. They're just dried fruit, so it's just a brick of sugar at this point.
We have I know there's a lot of added sugar too. Like we have no sugar added ones where
Those
I
are
work.
awful,
And
but
yeah,
you can muster it with the yogurt.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I do it.
I mean, I count calories and shit, but like,
Yeah.
it's getting to a point now where it's like I got stuff going on, so it's like, all right, like, do I want to count calories every meal and weigh shit out? Like, nah, I'll probably just do this, have like a Sunday meal prep for the week, and then just like forget about it. I'm usually really bad at like, because my shit is too like, and this is where I'm not disciplined. If I have something to eat in my house, I will eat the total. Like, my brain will make me crave the opposite shit. If I made
Right.
10 jars of overnight oats, nothing
Right.
in my brain will want anything sweet. I'm like, I need
I
some
gotta-
savory. I need some
damn.
fucking.
That's a
Even if it's like
fact,
chicken,
bro.
like I'll still sit there and make the chicken, as opposed to like, why am I doing this when I have all this food right here? So I have to like
Hold on.
Right.
switch my
Same,
mindset
bro.
to like,
Same.
as we speak about in the
Speaking on
chat, just like
food.
speaking a higher version of myself into existence by just doing the things.
Yeah,
May-
doing the thing.
May I ask you a question, Justin? Speaking of overnight oats, because you got me hungry, right? So now I want to try it. What do I got to do? And let the listeners know what a good overnight oat for you. And maybe Joey, if you have one, share it.
I do.
Well, I'm not super big into oats, so I haven't really had any overnight oats in like years. But usually you just take some oats, some almond milk or whatever milk of choice,
Mhm.
Greek yogurt, protein powder, obviously, maybe some fruit, maybe some. It's
Wow.
dealer's
good.
choice. Oats are the only staple of overnight oats. Really, everything else is
Right.
up to you.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
I like
And then you
this.
just fridge it overnight. The oats soak in all the moisture, and then feast away.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I
That's a
like
fact.
this.
Yeah. So what I like to do, right? Shout out to my wife. She crafted this recipe. And I fucking love it. Super easy. You get a mason jar
Mhm.
and you throw in a quarter cup of oats, a quarter cup of slivered almonds, like a couple tablespoons of chia seeds and hemp seeds.
Nice.
And then your dairy of choice,
Yeah.
or non-dairy of choice.
Yeah. I
Um,
like non-dairy.
And then I like to, I love fucking shit up. So I like to throw some peanut butter in that bitch, just
Mm.
get a nice little in there.
Little dollop.
And then in the morning, I'll open it up and throw some blueberries on top, some strawberries,
Sounds
some shit
so
like
good.
that.
I need
Yeah.
to hit this up. I think I can get
Yeah.
oats like now, like after we get off the phone, after we get off this, because I so want that. I'm so
Yeah,
stoned,
I'm gonna make.
but
I'm
that
gonna make
sounds
some. Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, we're
See,
all
I
gonna have
always wondered.
some hearty yogurt recipes right now.
I always wondered about throwing the protein powder in there because it's like there's no protein in that meal.
Yeah.
Like I know that's probably not the best for you health wise.
Protein powder?
I mean, having that instead of actually like eating a protein in the morning.
Do you know what
for
protein powder
breakfast.
is?
No, that's why I'm talking to you about
It's
it because I
milk.
want
It's
info.
essentially it's milk,
Right.
basically.
Well,
It's
that's
the
if it's
whey
casein,
protein
right?
is from milk, and it's just strained out of like the milk like a million times until it's like dust, and then they flavor it. It's not like, is it terrible for you? No, it's actually like the best way to absorb protein. I mean, like, unless you have some kind of like aversion to artificial sweeteners, which most people don't, so it'll be all right.
Right.
From a health perspective, great. It's great for you.
I
Because
personally
I don't.
have that aversion for
I don't be.
artificial sweeteners. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
don't. I don't be wanting to make eggs. Like that's the thing. Like you were saying, whatever's in the opposite. Like you want the opposite. Like I'll always bitch about not eating breakfast and being hungry because I know
Yeah.
if I eat, I'm gonna feel great. But
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't want to just fucking make eggs. I do this
Yeah.
every day.
Well,
And
like I
then it's
said,
like, damn, I should have just made the fucking eggs. I got mad eggs in the house. I bought the eggs to eat the
Mad
eggs, and I'm
eggs.
not
well,
eating
that's
the
that's what we
eggs.
talked about in the chat, bro. We got to speak a higher version of yourself into existence and just
But
stop
what I'm
limiting
asking
yourself to
you
like what
is,
is.
yeah, do I have to make the eggs, or can I just throw some hemp protein in my
Hell
fucking
yeah.
overnight oats and get fucking jacked?
Jacked.
Hemp protein's gross, but whatever floats your boat. I have tried like
Yeah, it
3 different
probably is
hemp
gross.
proteins, and they all kind of like taste like dirt a little bit.
I had a hemp milk one time. I did not like that shit. It was
Hemp
watery.
milk.
And, yeah.
Yo, milk has literally lost its title. Like let's talk about milk in the last decade
let's
is
not
no
talk about
longer
milk.
milk.
Let's
Bro,
not talk about
we
milk.
got
let's not talk
camel
about
milk.
milk.
We got all kinds of milk. We
Let me
got
tell you
regular
something.
milk.
Let me tell you
Camel
something. Dairy milk is fan fucking tastic, and I
It
cannot
really is,
have
though.
it because if I
I poop.
have milk in my house, I will drink a gallon every day. I will do that.
God damn.
So I
I
That's a lot,
understand
I
that.
bro.
only keep like almond milk or like 2% because it's not that same creaminess, that lusciousness, But like
Yeah, you
regular,
Yeah,
need it.
straight
yeah,
up dairy milk, I
yeah.
will chug that. But see, here's the thing. Like, also, can we talk about like the political side of milk? Because like every time
Ooh,
I see like somebody buying
egg
milk, I feel like
milk.
I know you're definitely racist. You're definitely
Right.
racist. There's no way you're not
Egg
racist.
milk.
Just buying
Hold
straight
on,
up
hold
milk.
on, hold on. I buy straight up milk. Wait, with children or without children? Because children drink a lot of damn milk, bro.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
My two
children,
kids.
They're supposed
they
to.
okay, but they
Is
will
what we're
drink almond
taught.
milk.
Yeah, but
They
they
don't have to
definitely
drink milk.
prefer.
We scientifically know that kids do not have to drink milk to grow. In fact, it hurts them growing.
I don't know shit
Listen, bro.
about what kids need to grow, and I'm gonna keep that out of my head.
They were saying
Listen.
something about like there was something study done about like how the calcium in milk is like the wrong calcium for humans, obviously. So like it actually will like fuck up your bones over a long period of time, as opposed to making you
Wow.
grow like we thought
Look
when you're
at
growing up.
this.
So your kids don't
This
have to
is.
drink milk. You are choosing to give them
It's like, in fact, they
milk.
shouldn't drink
I
milk.
also imagined when you talked about your love for milk, you
I
sucking
do
on the
love it.
teat of a cow, like straight, like you lifting it
I've
and
always
just
wanted
sucking out of
unpasteurized
their
milk.
udder. Yeah,
I always wanted.
it's
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means to pasteurize, but I feel like it's creamier if I don't.
raw milk is essentially, straight from the cow. It has the butter fat. It has all the, bacteria and things that, grow in milk and stuff like that. When you pasteurize something, you are essentially heating it up to a point that will make it inhospitable for like the type of bacteria that you want to get rid of. So like orange juice, milk, anything that's a dairy usually gets pasteurized in the United States. There are instances where you get raw milk cheese,
We sell
and
raw
get
milk cheese at
some
Trader Joe's.
raw milk depending on the area, and like sometimes it could be straight from a farmer. But I've had it from like an animal, and not for me.
No,
Nope, too much butter fat. It is gross.
So
It's
see,
like
that makes it sound
chunks.
so good. Butter
No,
fat.
no, it's
ugh.
not, bro. It's
Like
chunky.
you're telling me
You ever
it's
had bag milk?
so it's milk with chunks of butter in it. That's what makes it sound poppin'. Like
This
that
you,
I
belongs in
hate you so
pancakes.
you
much.
fuck
That
with
belongs
cottage
in
cheese,
pancakes.
bro?
That's I'm gonna
You
you know
fuck
what?
with?
That's what I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna find some raw milk.
Do you like
Yeah, you
cottage
can
cheese?
find that.
I love cottage
Cottage
cheese.
cheese is
That's
really
fucking
good.
disgusting.
No, I like cottage cheese too.
I can't do it. I can't. Me
Wait,
can't do
what
it.
about
Me
with the
can't
fruit?
do it.
What about with
I've
the fruit?
I've tr- so the last time I tried that, I was probably in like the 7th grade, and I was at my friend's house, and he was like, "Yo, we got these cottage cheese packs. It's good. Look with the fruit." I was like, "All right, dope." And I
I
opened that
love
shit up, and I think I had a pineapple one. The pineapple was dope, and I put it in the
so
cottage
good.
cheese, and I put it in my mouth, and I was like, "Yo, Andrew, my fault, bro. I cannot do this, my nigga."
Yo, cottage cheese. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Cottage cheese should be used for savory. All right. I feel like cottage cheese and fruit does not
Whoa.
Okay,
go together.
Yes, it
right.
Cottage
does.
cheese and
It's
fruit
so
don't go together.
delicious.
Like cottage cheese and honey kind of goes together, but like you can put honey on anything. So,
Yes, and I
but
Honey is
love
like,
it.
delicious, bro.
like I've had like I made a chicken the other day, not the other day, but like a year ago. I don't know why I said the other day, but it was like it
It's
was
the last
like
time you cooked.
chicken, but it was stuffed with cottage cheese and like spinach and like a
Whoa.
little bit of
Okay,
olive oil and fuck.
Okay.
It was really good.
I like that. I like that.
that
I
sounds
like the
good,
sound of it.
actually.
Let's do
Yeah.
that. Yo, listen, I love hearing
Listen,
I love
look out,
hearing
Joni.
your
Look up
cooking recipes.
some
Uh,
cottage savory cottage cheese recipes. It's
you
cottage
know,
cheese is cottage cheese, salt, and pepper is way more banging than any cottage cheese and fruit.
wow. Listen, this is the episode where we get not only tropical therapy, but we get tropical
Wait,
recipes.
Tropical
here we
recipe.
go. Maybe that's what it is. Big Milk is trying to push cottage cheese and fruit on us, even though it's gross.
And giving us the extra
Big
calories.
milk. You said big milk.
Big milk does exist. Big dairy.
Big milk. Hey, yo. This nigga said big milk.
Because they were like,
Oh,
what?
Big Milk
Right.
is definitely the name of the cow that he's He's like Big Milk, and he just walks in this fucking Bessie of a motherfucking pure
I'm good.
butterfat. Oh god, that was good. Yeah. That deserved it. A big
Big Milk.
Yeah,
Big
I
Milk
know
indeed.
it's hard to get raw milk. Like
I'm gonna
Yeah, it's
find
really
it.
hard. But you
At
can
least
find
like
it in
around
like
here.
like around farm towns, and there should be something right around you. Like it's not
Also,
that far.
I love that I just googled raw milk. Wait, why is raw milk illegal? That's the first result. So why is
It's
it?
illegal in
It all
certain
comes down
places.
to. But is it illegal in Michigan? I feel like a cow has to live here
There's
somewhere. Just that's gonna
there's
give it out.
ways to get around it. There's ways to get around it. I've seen all kinds of people get it, but like literally, if you go to a farmer, like, and you see a dairy farmer and they have raw milk, they will sell it. Like
Let's
literally,
see.
if they
That
sell
makes
like
sense.
but their butchery, like they end up like chopping up their own meat and they sell it. They have raw milk, like
Right.
almost
Right.
guaranteed.
I can't wait to like have this conversation with somebody in real life, and they just like go over to me and go, "I know
I
a
got
guy
that.
if you want some raw milk."
Listen, we talked about manifestation. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get somebody to like literally somebody's gonna be like, actually,
I mean, I
I can
did
get
get
you that.
Adderall because of this podcast. So if you
So
have
listen,
a raw milk plug, if you want to ship me some raw milk or some raw goat cheese, let me know.
raw goat cheese is fire. First off,
I got some fresh mango habanero
first
goat cheese in
off,
my fridge right
first
now.
off,
I fucking
bang
love goat
bang.
cheese.
Say no good,
Y'all niggas are
or
about
when
to
you
go to
get
town, mad high on your fridges.
oh,
I got a
I
grocery
need
shop.
good cheese. I need good cheese now. I need really good cheese. I want to get a good blue, a Roquefort, or a St. Albans, or even a stinking Bishop. Those are good cheeses, bro. You get really drunk and high, and you smell like shit, but they're good. And this is a good place to button the episode because I want you to remember that I like cheese, and it is really good. I don't care.
I always do a little dance when I eat some cheese.
Yeah, it's
It's
nice.
like fucking. I fucking
Mm-mm-mm.
hate it. I'm just always like.
Fondue, fondue, fire. But yeah, listen, we release episodes every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and maybe you could hear more about our cheese and other recipes that we've been sharing, because now it is a food blog. And Justin will come every week with his meal prep, and we will check in on his progress, and we will hopefully see a hot Justin, because we see his junk pretty much every episode. But
I
it's
need
cold.
I need the veins I had in my thighs back. I had veins in my thighs this summer. That was sick.
Oh wow,
But
good for you.
yeah. Before I get into my socials, because I don't want you to click away, because I know people like to fast forward to the end of episodes sometimes. Like our shit on YouTube. Thumbs that shit up. All right. I want to
Yeah,
see
bro.
the amount of thumbs up and the amount of views exactly the fucking same. So
We
thumbs
need
up
that.
that shit. Leave a comment. Shout out to the people who have been leaving comments.
You're very nice.
What
We like
else?
you.
What else do I want to bang out? Rate and review on all platforms.
Yes.
Also, share some clips. Share
Pretty
the
please.
episode.
Let's
Throw
share
it in your IG story.
Yeah.
Do all that stuff. Make a fan page for us. No, we're not there yet, but we will be. Speaking into existence.
Should be.
Follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to post way more on TikTok. I posted 7 TikToks today, and I'll post 2 more when I get off here.
Nice.
At
Wow. Good for you.
thin.cool.lips. It's really all just thought vomit, but the bitches love
Thought vomit.
it.
Shout
Also
out.
follow me on Instagram at thin.cruel.lips. Follow the National Meat Treasure Instagram and TikTok at National Meat Treasure, and on Facebook. And if you share us on Facebook too, there's content up there. I don't know how Facebook works
Somehow.
anymore because I'm an
Yeah.
anti-boomer. Also, do you think we should be on Twitter?
Anti-boomer.
Do you think we should
We
start
should.
using Twitter?
Maybe. I think so. Let's try. Let's try the bird out.
I'm always kind of surprised, Justin, actually, that you're not on Twitter. I feel like you will fit right in.
I like Twitter. I don't use it for the same reason I don't use Facebook, which is I don't want to read your thoughts. I just want to see pictures.
Facts.
I'm a
Facts.
kindergartner.
I respect that. Follow our Spotify playlist, National Meat Treasure on Spotify, obviously. Also, this drops on Tuesday, so tomorrow, everybody listening, tomorrow, 303 Bam is dropping a song called Back Then featuring Hypno Carlito from Chicago. He's a big artist in Chicago. Y'all probably have heard of him. That is dropping tomorrow. It's going to be a good fucking time. I made the beat. It's produced by myself, Saint Thrilla. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter at Saint Thrilla. And that's all I got.
Well, it's been the National Meat Treasure, and peace.
Yes, good scratch.